What's going on, y'all? Today we got when did MJ become the GOAT? Let's get into it.
Wow,
Most points in
LeBron
NBA
really
history.
did. He passes Kareem to become the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. You know, the kid that was dubbed the chosen one in high school, he
So,
became the all-time leading.
so this guy about to talk about Braun.
Score in
Hold on,
NBA
you see what this is
history.
about, bro. Yeah.
This may be one of the greatest accomplishments in his career, and many former and
Yeah.
current players are coming out and saying that he's now the greatest basketball player of all time. If so, that would mean he passes Jordan in the all-time ranks. Let's take a look at what some current players got to say about LeBron becoming the GOAT. Let's take a look at this tweet. Jaylen Brown, one of the best two-way players in the game. The greatest. Congrats to King James. One of a few players in the league right now that are calling LeBron the greatest. We even got NBA all-time legend Kyle Kuzma tweeting in to congratulate LeBron, saying that he lived up to the expectations that were given to him since high school. We all know if Kuzma wasn't on that Laker team in 2020 that they would not have won a championship, and LeBron's legacy would have been ruined. Of course, we also got Kevin Love, his former teammate in Cleveland, chiming in on Twitter. And last but not least, we got LeBron's Draymond Green also chiming in on Twitter. And I mean, should we be surprised by this? This dude is sucking as fuck. I mean, those are just a few tweets from a few players that are currently playing around the league. And most of them are LeBron's teammates or LeBron lovers. So it's expected that they would praise him. Let's take a peek at what Paul Pierce has to say. LeBron's fiercest competitor in so many playoff series and has been known to hate on him. No way he'd be praising him.
We talk about the GOAT, man. He might be the GOAT. I think that right there probably solidified it. Probably the most scrutinized superstar. So I gotta probably put him up there at GOAT status. It's undeniable.
This statement by Paul Pierce really shows a shift in how people are seeing the GOAT. Just a couple years ago, Paul Pierce didn't have LeBron in his top 5, and now today he has him as the best player of all time. This statement holds a lot because Pierce has been known to hate on LeBron, and now LeBron being the GOAT in his book.
Yeah, you can see that, but you know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know, man. These people, they get on them TNTs, them ESPNs, they be getting paid, man. You know what I'm saying? Once they get your pockets right, you gonna say whatever. You gonna say whatever that's gonna get your pockets right. You know what I'm saying? You feeding your family, you know what I'm saying? You're not really, it's not that important to you. You're not playing. They just saying whatever they people want them to talk about, man. I don't. Cause it was even something about Shannon Sharp. They exposed him, man. He was saying MJ was the GOAT a few years ago. He got all this show. Skip and Shannon now. Now they got to argue and Skip the MJ guy. So he got to be a LeBron guy, man. Come on, man. I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think about
Makes the
that.
statement
Though.
very valid. LeBron really established himself in the GOAT conversation for the first time in 2016 when he made that 3-1 comeback in the 2016 finals against those 73-9 Golden State Warriors. And I mean, we all know Jordan wasn't a big fan of that. But it now seems that at 30...
This is what I'm talking about, y'all. Y'all try to say I was capping about this. Well, I didn't know what I was talking about. I looked it up, bro. It literally says he approved it. The day of the Cleveland parade, y'all. Y'all can't argue with that. MJ is a competitive guy. There's nothing wrong with just showing the youngins your greatness. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it, man. Nothing wrong with it.
We all know Jordan wasn't a big fan of that. But it now seems that at 38 years old and in his 20th season, many consider LeBron to be the greatest basketball player of all time. It's taken 20 dominant years and an infinite number of accolades to get there. This has made me curious as to when everybody started crowning Jordan to be the greatest of all time. Was it during his career, after his first retirement, or after his second retirement? Let's look. After doing a little bit of research, it seems like many deemed Jordan the GOAT in 1993, only 9 seasons into his career. Let's go back to 1993 and keep the current situation in mind. He won a national title by hitting the game winner at North Carolina. He won 7 straight scoring titles up to that point, and he was just flat out in another world when it came to his shot making and his dunking artistry. He gave the best Celtics team ever 63 in the playoffs. He destroyed the back-to-back Pistons in a sweep. He also swept the Lakers in the finals to win his first ever championship. He destroyed Drexler's soul to get his second, and he outdueled the reigning MVP in the finals for his third in some absurd individual performances, which culminated in the first NBA three-peat in almost 30 years. The entire time
my boy script big as shit right now.
Always rising.
He try to get the big words in there. I feel you, gang.
Just the extra notch above everyone else, if that's what it took to become what he had to become. In the coverage of the 1993 NBA Finals, Magic Johnson was on the broadcast for NBC only a few years removed from his prime, and had this to say about Michael Jordan in regards to the best NBA player ever.
Evans, one more quick one from you, Magic, then back to Isaiah. Do you feel that Michael is the best ever?
I think so. I think he's not only the best basketball player, but probably the greatest athlete that's ever played any sport.
This opinion is coming from Magic Johnson, only a few years removed from his prime, and he's praising Jordan as the greatest basketball player of all time, only 9 years into his career. When Magic made this statement on national TV, Jordan was a 2-time champion, 2-time Finals MVP, 2-time MVP, 9-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA First Team, 6-time All-Defense First Team, and a Defensive Player of the Year, which is crazy to think about because he would nearly double every single one of those accomplishments and was already deemed the GOAT. Let's keep going. In January of 1993, Newsweek magazine released this cover of Jordan. Look at this. The greatest ever in 1993. This dude hasn't even been in the league for 10 years and he's the greatest of all time. Come on, dude. And if you thought that wasn't enough proof, take a look at this clip.
It is just an absolutely great kid. If I were going to pick the 3 or 4 best athletes I've ever seen play basketball, he'd be one of them. I think he's the best athlete I've ever seen play basketball, bar none. If I were going to pick people with the best ability I'd ever seen play the game, he'd be one of them. If I were going to pick the best competitors that I'd ever seen play, he'd be one of them. So in the categories of competitiveness, ability, skill, and then athletic ability, he's the best athlete, he's one of the best competitors, he's one of the most skilled players. And that, to me, makes him the best basketball player that I've ever seen play.
No, that's not what you're thinking. That interview wasn't taken when he was in his prime playing in the Olympics. This was taken in 1984. When the USA basketball coach called Jordan the greatest basketball player he has ever seen. Jordan hadn't done anything to that point, and he was the greatest. How does that make sense? In 1989, which was seen as one of Jordan's best seasons ever, many reporters and league insiders believe that he would be the consensus greatest basketball player of all time right now in 1989 if he had more championships. And at that time, those who didn't consider him the greatest player was because he didn't prove that he could lead a team to a championship. He proved all that wrong in 1991, and many changed their minds. And right at that point, when he won his first championship and only championship at the time, he was the GOAT. What the? I don't think you understand how insane that is. That is equivalent to saying that Luka Doncic, who is in the 5th season of his NBA career today, would be the greatest basketball player of all time. It's like we're calling him the GOAT 5 years into his career. That was what people were calling Jordan. And that is how good he was.
When they started calling him the GOAT, I ain't gonna lie. When they started calling him the GOAT, it don't really even matter, honestly. You know? Because either way, he still did what he did after they started calling him that, you know? So that's neither here nor there, bro. You're not.
So obviously, in present day, if LeBron was to now be the GOAT, that means he passed Jordan to become the greatest. So who did Jordan pass to become the greatest? So that means that in 1993, the consensus here when everyone agrees that Jordan became the greatest basketball player ever, that was the year that he passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to become the greatest player of all time. Alright, so let's go back a number of decades. When Kareem passed Wilt's scoring record and Bill Russell's MVP awards, in many NBA fans' NBA all-time rankings, he was deemed the greatest basketball player of all time, as he should. In 1986, when he was still playing, a panel of 60 retired NBA players, former coaches, and GMs placed Kareem as the greatest basketball player of all time up to that point. When it comes to the GOAT debate, it's insanely difficult to find an answer that everyone agrees with. Jordan was named the greatest player of all time only 9 years into his career before he doubled his accomplishments once he came back from retirement to cement himself as the best for many NBA fans. Many fans...
Date is 2/3/23 and we are celebrating Michael Jordan, his airness.
Day is 2/3/23 or Michael Jordan Day.
Today, February 3rd, 2023 is 2/3/23. It's Michael Jordan Day.
So tomorrow's date, it's February 3rd, 2023, which is 23/23. That means it's going to be Michael Jordan Day here on NBA Today.
But in all seriousness, when you look at the bigger picture, Jordan was the greatest basketball player of all time 9 years into his career. And LeBron is finally starting to get some leeway 20 years into his career. This just adds to the argument that Jordan is still recognized as the GOAT. After nearly 3 decades since he's been out of the league, he's still deemed the greatest. And the fact that he was seen from his peers as the greatest so early in his career just adds to the argument that he is the greatest basketball player of all time. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about the GOAT conversation. Is it still Jordan? Is it starting to become LeBron?
I don't know. This argument was a little weird. Like, I don't even know what you're saying. It's like I thought he was arguing for LeBron. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I guess his point is the fact that they was willing to call him the GOAT so early because they have never seen. He was just out of this world. I think that's his point, more so than anything. He was just out of this world. Nobody ever seen anything like him. Athletic ability, like the coach said, athletic ability, competitive nature, skill. He has all those. They just wanted to see him win, and he won 6 times in the finals without losing. You know, that's tough. But if y'all enjoyed this reaction, you know what to do. Click on the last one. I'm out of here, man. Remember, LeBron will retire as the GOAT. Shit, man. And I heard y'all was chatting like y'all better than me at ball. If you're still here, you're not. You know what I'm saying?